Kind of just talking more about that. Who are some of the people that you trained with for this fight and got you ready for the fight on Saturday?
Yeah, Audley Harrison, Olympic gold medalist boxer, southpaw, Leona Machida, Ishii, Tom Watson, Alexander Gustafsson, Brandon Vera. I mean, the list goes on. Henner, Huron Gracie, Jake Shields. I mean, I'm in LA. It's the mecca of the fighters.
How annoying is it when you hear people say, "Oh, you don't have a good chin," including Mitrione himself, saying that, questioning all this, but the guys you fought, they're really. I mean, look at Ben Rothwell, just knocked out Vera. I mean, these are guys that are really heavy hitters. What do you have to say to those critics that question your durability?
Yeah, I mean, it's the heavyweight division. I mean, ask Kane the same question. Ask Frank Mir. Alistair Overeem's the highest paid guy in the business. He's been knocked out more than any of us. So when that's the only thing they can comment on, I must be doing pretty damn well, because I got a bunch of stuff I can pick on these other fighters about. So when they just comment on your two losses, it doesn't bother me.
You just mentioned Overeem, and there's a lot of fights that have been announced that have been coming up. They did Barnett, Brown, and all this. How important is it for you to make a statement on Saturday, just the way that contenders are starting to build themselves up in that division?
Yeah, it's go time. So Saturday night, it's time to get a convincing win and throw my name in there. Start this title run.
Yeah, and how important is it for you to put on a show as opposed to getting the W? Because at the end of the day, these are guys who are losing. They're losing devastatingly. You saw Overeem get knocked out. No one talks about the fact that he was dominating that fight for the first little bit. Is the W where you're going for, or is it trying to kind of get a mix of both?
Both. You got to get the W at all costs, but you got to be pretty damn excited, especially being on the countdown, doing all this media stuff, and being on the main card, especially on a Jon Jones title fight card. So it's gonna be exciting.
And last question, you've been to Toronto before.
Oh yeah.
You happy to be back? And what? Are you going to kind of take this whole weekend in, the fact that you're going to be fighting in the card?
Yeah, I asked to be on the Toronto card. I've been here many of times. There's no fans like a Canadian crowd. So the best thing about Toronto, the food. Obviously there's very pretty girls here. The building, the architect's great. But the fans are so knowledgeable. They know they're fighting, which I can appreciate. And it's rare. You can't say that about a lot of crowds, but Toronto fans know what's up. I'm so excited to fight here.
Awesome. Good luck.
Cool. Thank you.
And Munoz, what's he like as a training partner and as a person?
I mean, Munoz is one of those guys. He's almost too nice. He doesn't seem like a fighter. He's so nice. So, Mark's a very close friend of mine. And he's just a phenomenal work ethic. So me and him get along.
What's the biggest thing you learned from Metamoris too, being part of that?
It's just a great way to give back to jiu-jitsu, compete at the very highest level. It's basically the Olympics of jiu-jitsu. So for me, it was a great experience.
You say you learned more from your losses than your victories. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from your losses?
Don't fight like an idiot. Don't go in there and with your hands down and just expect to knock it out in one punch. Use your tools, fight smart. The longer the fight goes, the better.
Velasquez, JDS, who wins that one?
Man, it's going to be tough for JDS to beat Kane. And both of them are great champions, so it's just kind of a clash of styles.
Against Ben Rothwell, you landed a really nice spinning back elbow. You did the jab, you faked the takedown, did the spinning back elbow. You took that from Jon Jones, or is it just something you came up with?
I did learn that from Jon Jones.
Yeah.
I was in Albuquerque for 2 weeks, and I saw him do it, and I asked him, he showed me once, and I never practiced that move until that night. I don't know. For whatever reason, something was going through my head, and I threw that spinning back elbow. It looked pretty cool.
You think Jones can one day move up to heavyweight, win the title there?
Jones, work ethic and skills, or he can do basically whatever he wants. So, heavyweight's a different business, but whatever he sets his mind to, he seems to be pretty successful.
You're a big fan of coffee. What's your favorite drink at Starbucks? What do you get all the time there?
You know what? I just go with the straight, bold black tea, man, or black coffee. A little sweetener, we're good to go.
Very cool.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.